Hey guys, hey Lauren, hey Meg, hey Emma. I miss you guys, and hi all you other people that I don't know. So, I definitely really wanted to make this video to just let you guys know what I'm thinking about, and also because it kind of pisses me off, it just bothers me. So, in case you didn't figure it out from the title, I'm going to be talking about Colton Harris-Moore, also known as the Barefoot Bandit from Camino Island, Washington. Now, unless you lived under a rock, you probably know that he was captured 6 days ago, on Sunday, July 11th, in the Bahamas. I've been following this story because he's from Washington, I'm from Washington. It interests me, I like following this story. But since he was captured, there have been videos of him everywhere. And I mean everywhere. You turn on the news, you're gonna see him. Every hour, every day, he's in all the news. Go on YouTube, you're gonna find videos of him. He's everywhere. You can't turn around without seeing this guy. But as I'm sifting through these videos, because I find them interesting, it occurs to me that almost every single one of these videos is exactly the same. Each video shows Colton getting out of one transportation vehicle, normally a plane or a car, and getting into another transportation vehicle, normally a plane or a car. I have 4 problems with this. My first problem is the fact that the 2 transportation vehicles are usually parked about 40 or 50 feet away. That's not a long distance, it's not hard to walk 40 or 50 feet. My problem is the fact that they're using this as a walk of shame. It's completely unnecessary. The only purpose is for the officers to be like, hey, look who we caught. We caught the Barefoot Bandit, yeah. Feel free to take pictures and shove cameras in his face and, shout things to try to get a reaction out of him. And meanwhile, Colton's standing there, his head is hung, he's completely humiliated, there is no purpose to this. It's completely unnecessary. My second problem with this is the reporters. These reporters are so loud and so obnoxious and so rude. It's insane. In one video, you hear a reporter go, "Hey Colton, how are you feeling? How are they treating you?" Can I just say, those are 2 of the most stupid questions I have ever heard in my entire life. How do you think he's feeling? Do you think he's feeling full of joy and just happy-go-lucky and rainbows and ponies and butterflies? No. Probably not. If I was in that situation, I think I would feel isolated, alone, embarrassed, humiliated, angry, maybe ashamed, but probably more angry and humiliated than ashamed. And then, how are they treating you? Well, they're obviously treating him like a criminal. Yes, he is a criminal, but he is also a human with human emotion. I don't understand why we have to be so completely inhumane to someone who made mistakes. I make mistakes too. Are we gonna shackle my feet and make me walk in front of a bunch of reporters? No, we're probably not. Which, the shackles are the third problem I have. Why are his feet shackled? That's almost as unnecessary as making him walk the 40 or 50 feet. I realize, yes, he is a criminal, and they don't want him to run. But he is surrounded by 6 officers, and then again surrounded by a brick wall of reporters. He's not going to get very far. I don't think he would run, but if he would, he wouldn't get very far. So the shackles, unnecessary, completely ridiculous. Fourth and final problem is the fact that he has bare feet. I understand that yes, he is the Barefoot Bandit, it kind of makes sense, but can they please offer him shoes? The only reason I have a problem with this is because in the time of the Puritans, if you got put in the stocks, you were often put into the stocks barefoot, because showing the bottom of your feet was considered really degrading, really humiliating, and so it was kind of like a form of punishment. I don't know if Colton feels like showing his feet is degrading, but I think they should offer him shoes. If he refuses them, great, he can refuse the shoes. Maybe he did refuse the shoes. But I think they should give him shoes. And, okay, I want to stop right now and kind of take you back in time. Go back to when you were in elementary school. When I was in elementary school, if I was ever rude to a classmate, the teachers would always be like, well, put yourself in their shoes. How would you feel if they did this to you? Well, I want you to put yourself in Colton's shoes. How would you feel if you had 50 cameras shoved in your face? How would you feel if you were caught in a foreign country and treated like an animal? Like, he's a human. A flawed human, yes, but still human. And I don't think we need to be so ridiculously rude to him and inhumane, and I don't think we need to treat him like garbage. So, how would you feel? I know I wouldn't like it. I was watching another video, and I had to watch it a few times to figure out what Colton's saying, but Colton goes, let's make this one quick. Now, I can't say for sure what he was referring to, but I would assume he was referring to the completely unnecessary 40 or 50 feet he has to walk to switch vehicles. And the officer next to him goes, well, you're gonna have to walk a little faster. Really? We're gonna throw it on Colton? It's Colton's fault they're walking slow? Of course, it's not the officers. They're not trying to, make themselves look good. They're not giving you a chance to take pictures of him. It's purely Colton's fault because, he's walking slow. His feet are shackled, okay? You can only move your feet so far. And then, a lot of people, especially people in Washington State, are trying to make a profit off of Colton. They're writing books about him. They're wanting to make movies about him. I understand books. I think it would be nice to have a biography about the legend of Colton Harris-Moore, how he grew up, where he went wrong, how he escaped the halfway house, what he did for 2 years while he was on the run. But I think movies are completely unnecessary. First of all, who would even play Colton? Because they're not going to let Colton play himself. And I don't think we need to make movies because that's glorifying a criminal, and we don't really need to be doing that. And so, the last thing I want to say is my personal views. In case you haven't figured out my personal views already, I'm going to share them with you. My personal view on Colton, I don't have a problem with him. I think he's kind of cool. And I have reasons for that. Don't be like, oh my gosh, do you think a criminal is cool? No, I have reasons, and I'm going to share my reasons. He's not violent. He's a thief, but he's not violent. He never hurt anybody. Yes, he stole planes, and he stole cars, and he stole boats, but half of America shoplifts, and while that's not the same thing, it's still stealing. Do you see where I'm coming from when I say that? Yes? No? Maybe? Not really? I don't know. And he got completely screwed over by the world. And, at a young age, he was totally screwed over. So, I don't really think all his mistakes are his fault. So, I give him credit. And he's incredibly smart. Really, he is. If I was ever put into a halfway house, which would probably never happen, but if it did, and I managed to escape, I would not last 2 hours on the run. Colton lasted 2 years. That's incredible. How do you last 2 years when police are hunting you, bounty hunters are hunting you, the FBI is hunting you, dogs are hunting you? How do you escape dogs? That's mind-blowing. That's incredible. He's also really smart because he taught himself how to fly and land a plane. Okay, and don't give me that shit he can't actually fly a plane. Yes, he can. Well, he can fly them, but he can't land them. Yes, he can. No, he doesn't land them, he crashes them. No, he lands them. The only reason they say he crashes them is because he doesn't land them at an airport. He doesn't die in these so-called crashes, and the planes stay in one piece during these so-called crashes, so therefore he is landing them. He's just not landing them at an airport. And we just went over this. He's not stupid. He's not going to be like, yes, this is Colton Harris-Moore in a stolen aircraft requesting permission to land. No. He's not stupid. My dad has a plane, And every time I go in this plane with him, he's always, like, he's pulling these levers and twisting these knobs, and he's telling me what he's doing. He's walking me through every step as he takes off and as he lands. So I've seen it done. And I guess I've kind of been taught, in a sense. I haven't had, like, formal training, but I've kind of been taught. And I'd still never be able to get a plane off the ground. So, kudos to Colton. And then, the only mistake I think he made was not getting caught sooner, because he was going to get caught. It was inevitable. You can't run forever. And now that he's 19, he is a legal adult, which means he has to go to real jail. If I knew I had to get caught, I would have gotten caught sooner, so I only had to go to juvie. But, you know, whatever. So, I think we're treating him completely irrationally, and I think he's a good kid. What do you think? And I know I'm going to get a lot of shit for talking about this, but hey, whatever. And all you officers out there, park the damn cars closer.